What's good, YouTube, and welcome to another KaibaHacksDartz Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today we're here with another DIY project, and this is how to make a health potion dice shaker, mana potion, any kind of potion, I guess, a dice shaker. And of course, this can be used for anything, DnD or any other tabletop game. And the stuff you're going to need is some epoxy, but there is some other things you can get away with. We'll kind of get there. Some kind of, container. Obviously, more potion-y the bottle looks. And, we got ones with, like, corks here. You could go with glass. These are just plastic. But it's up to you. Something to color it with. You can use food coloring if it's, resin. You can also use acrylic paint. Sometimes you can find actual, like, dyes for resin. But this should just be fine. And then you can also use some glitter. I'm just going with some silver here, but you could use whatever color as well. Something to mix the resin and, pour it out. And then, of course, whatever dice you're going to be using. For Yu-Gi-Oh, you'd pretty much only be rolling one dice, so that's what we'll put in here. And, of course, you could scale the container for whatever you're going to be doing. But what we're going to do first here is start by mixing our resin equal parts, if I can get the lids off. Let me get those off real quick. And then we're just mixing them equal parts. I just kind of use the lines on the side as a guide. Pour some out, and if they're even when I've done pouring them out, then we're good to go. And you're going to use a generous amount to fill up this size of container. Well, not fill it up, but get it to a certain, height. So we'll use a decent amount up here, especially because this resin is getting a little old. So I figure I should use it up. See if this is looking even. I'd say that's pretty good. See, I just pour it out and see if it's even on the bottles after. And then, of course, we're going to mix this up, but we're going to throw in a little bit of red, and you can do blue, green, whatever colors you want. And it can go a long way, so I start small, and then we'll just kind of work it in and see how it looks. And with resin, of course, you got to work quick with this stuff. That's a pretty nice red that we've turned out with here. I'm going to put the lids back on these real quick. I should have seen which one came off of what, but we should be fine. And we'll continue mixing this up, and then we'll throw a little bit of glitter in there. Obviously, if you want it darker, put some more in there. That's why it's good to start kind of light and just work it in. But this is honestly pretty perfect. Of course, you can go with clear containers. I got these ones at Halloween. I figured they kind of fit in well, and they were cheaper. They were at like the Dollar Tree. So we'll throw in a decent amount of glitter to start. You want to mix it in good, especially right before you go to pour, so that you know it's all not at the bottom. Throw in a little bit more. And like I said, you can use different dice. You can, for whatever purpose, if you're making like a specific potion in D&D that, you're hitting a lot or something. Or Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're using a dice deck that uses specific dice or whatever. So that seems pretty well mixed. Of course, you can kind of work the bubbles out and stuff. I don't really mind the bubbles too much. I think we'll go with the purple. But for me, bubbles aren't too big of a problem. Just because it's, it's a potion, it might have bubbles in there. So then we're going to pour. Attempt not to get it on the sides, but it's not that big of a deal if you do. Just going nice and slow. And you want to try and keep the bottle that you're putting it in flat or container. Pour the rest in there. We'll just finish her off. Whoa, getting shaky, getting nervous. Try and let this little for it to finish. There we go. And bam, essentially that's it. You want to let it sit flat for at least 12, 24 hours. And then you can kind of, I like to have the cup, don't, try not to throw it out, keep it to the side. That way you can test the cup, touch it and see if it's still tacky in the cup and use that as kind of a comparison. But of course it'll take a bit longer because it's a bit thicker depending on how you did. Of course, epoxy and resin can be kind of expensive, so I only fill a little portion of the bottle, depending on the size of the bottle and how much resin you have, or where you get it. You can just get like little kind of syringes of epoxy at like the dollar store, and 2 or 3 of them will get you up to here, or around that. So you don't have to spend as much if you're going, just to make one, but if you're going bulk, you can get bigger bottles of, the A and B kind of resin mix. But essentially, while I'm just kind of wiping my hands off in the background here, this is what you're going to turn out with. This one we've had sitting. We did blue in there. Looks real nice. And of course, you throw the dice in. Now you could always seal up the top. What I've seen some people do, I don't know if you could get away with it with the plastic, but I think maybe if you put it in like the freezer or something, or just got it cold, what you could do is take wax and seal the top. You could, of course, just glue it, stuff like that. I've seen people, make labels. You could, of course, take some, what I see also people do is take twine, wrap it around the top, make a little, like, tag, write whatever potion it is, and then, of course, you can spin the dice. Like I said, for Yu-Gi-Oh, you're mainly just doing 1d6, so that's how it would kind of be. But then, obviously, you would step it up and add whatever dice you need for whatever specific situations, and of course, multiples of dice. So if there's anything you think I missed in this video, let me know. Like I said, there is kind of an alternative to this. If you have a glass bottle or something like that, you can maybe get away with using hot glue and kind of just mixing up a bit of it and just kind of sticking it in there and making like a messier potion, loading it up. There's some different ways you could take. You could maybe use Mod Podge and use a lot of it and just mix it in and let it all dry at the bottom. Might take a while. I think there's a couple different ways you could take to kind of make it come out and look like a potion. But like I said, let me know if there's anything you think I missed. If you want to see any other content like this, I do have lots more ideas. And of course, I'm doing Yu-Gi-Oh content of, dice decks and stuff like that. So these fit in really well as our Dungeon Dice Monster series. So you could kind of combine this with some of the ideas from the Dungeon Dice Monster stuff and have a shaker for each set of dice, maybe. So like I said, I recommend checking out our other DIY projects. I'll probably have the link in the description as well as the comments. And make sure to check out, my other stuff I do, deck profiles, pack openings, all kinds of Yu-Gi-Oh content. Close that up before I spill it. Like I said, make sure to check those out. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Show the support for the channel. We're almost at 750 subs. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Peace.